What's good in the hood, YouTube? This is Crazy Samurai 71 here, bringing another video. Today, I wanted to bring you a some more Power Morphicon announcements for Power Rangers. Obviously, I'm just trying to read something here. Where's my autobiography? We are pleased to announce the next wave of guests. Okay, right. All right. I just want to make sure because it says something weird here, and I was confused at first. All right. So, as many people know, last week I ended up posting the video on David Yo's confirming, which was no surprise, but still something. So because of that, it kind of makes up for why there's only 5 actors in this one, but but there's usually 6. So I don't know why exactly they didn't just wait until now to just post him. But maybe we'll see from this. I'm guessing. We'll see. Let's see what we got here. All right. So our first guest that is announced. Yeah, something tells me I'm right. This time around, I'm pretty sure we're getting a lot of movie actors, original movie actors. Yes, the first movie. How do I know this? Well, our first actor is pretty interesting. She is Gabrielle Fitpatrick. Now, for those that don't know who she is, she played Dulcia in the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie, and she was very well known. She was the one that gave them their individual power coins and allowed them to unlock their newer ninja powers in the movie. Obviously, in the show, it was different. They had Ninja who allowed them to do that, but she was pretty significant. She was a cool character, so it's nice to see that she's showing up. Of course, a little while ago, we ended up getting the confirmation for the voice actress of Alpha 5 from the movie, but it's nice to see that she's showing up, and that's great. So that's really cool. It says appearance courtesy of Galactic Productions, so that's interesting. Maybe it's for advertising. Most likely, it's probably going to be that's going to be pretty interesting because what they're probably doing is they're trying to hype it for the movie that's coming out next year. So that makes a lot of sense. And speaking of actors from the original movie, our next actor is someone that I'm sure plenty of people are going to be very excited to hear. And that is Paul Freeman. Now, those who don't know who he is, he played Ivan Ooze in the original movie. Yeah, Ivan Ooze. So we have Dulcia and Ivan? Wow. Yeah, that's exciting. And, Paul Freeman is a cool actor, and they're all courtesy of Galactic Productions. So I'm sure this is probably a tie-in with the movie, which is completely, that's really smart on their part. I'll tell you this much right now. I'm happy. And I'm sure they're going to have a movie panel where they're probably going to have all the actors that were in the movie, if they all show up. All the actors that end up showing up that represent the movie. I mean, hopefully Amy Jo Johnson decides to actually show up to this convention, because then we could potentially have the full cast of actors from that movie for the most part, or of the major ones. If they also can get Bulk and Skull, that won her too. But let's keep going here. Paul Freeman, though, that is so cool. I've never met him before. I've never met either of them so far. Our third actor is pretty interesting, and she is Sandy Selner, and she was the suit actor of Alpha 5. Yeah, the suit actor from So whenever you'd see Alpha 5 in the show, that would be her in an Alpha 5 costume. Think about that for a second here. We have the movie voice actor, the suit actor for Alpha 5, both confirmed. All we need now is Richard Horowitz to just show up and say, "I'm coming too," which I wouldn't be surprised if he does, because we have pretty much almost every single version of Alpha 5 confirmed in some way. I mean, that's crazy. But that's really cool, and that's something that I'm sure plenty of people are going to be curious about. So it isn't everyone from the movie, but those first 2 are really exciting. So we'll see. I mean, they might have a movie panel. We'll see. It's pretty cool. We're getting Paul Freeman and Gabrielle Fitpatrick. but she's cool too. I've never met her before, but she sounds awesome. These are some interesting roles. These are not like, Rangers, obviously. None of these are really Rangers. These are other kinds of roles that are interesting and exciting. Our next actor is pretty cool. Is an interesting one. He showed up to the last convention, so it's interesting to see that he's showing up again. He had like one episode, and that was the Pineapple Clown, and the actor for him is Vernon Belstros or whatever, and he was there last time. I remember seeing him there. He's okay. I mean, it's fine. He's gonna be most likely in his costume. That's what he did last time at the convention. He was dressed in his costume from the actual show, and they dressed up the same way. So I wouldn't be surprised if he does the same thing. I guess he must have enjoyed it last time. Other than the fact that that's the thing, like that's it. I mean, really, to be honest with you, he's cool and all that, but it's like he had one episode, and he was known for that episode, and that was it. So, I mean, it's cool in that sense, but this is probably the least exciting of these. But it's still cool. I mean, if you're a Mighty Morphin fan and you want to see an actor like him, that's cool. But personally, not necessarily the most exciting of these. And then our last actor is Brad Hawkins, and he is pretty awesome because he is known for playing Ryan Steely in VR Troopers, and is also known for voicing the original Gold Ranger in Power Rangers Zeo. Yeah, so the voice of the Gold Ranger from Zeo, that's him. So those are some pretty cool actors, obviously. We got 2 movie actors from the original movie, which is really cool. Obviously, probably tying into the movie. I was expecting a little bit more, but that's really cool. I mean, look, getting Ivan Ooze and Dulcia both, wow, that's exciting. So yeah, I mean, those 2 are like the big characters from the movie that were like significant that weren't in the regular show. There's really no one else that I would say has any more significance or role that like people care as much about than those 2 from that movie. Other than the Rangers, of course, and all the other actors that like are in the show basically. Because there was that little kid that like said, "Oh, I want to be like you guys" or whatever, and was like emphasized for a while. But like, and I'm sure he would do a convention, or I mean, if he hasn't already. But he's not like he had a role, but it wasn't like huge. It was like, oh, let's show a kid trying to be in the Ranger movie and give him some attention just because. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not the same. But those 2 are definitely really exciting. It's nice to know that we're getting the suit actor for Alpha 5, which would be cool. I'm sure people will want to speak to her because that's pretty interesting, and it must have been an interesting job being in that kind of a costume. And it would be interesting to see what they do. Obviously, the movie stuff is a tie-in to the movies. You got a lot of other stuff. I'm sure they're going to do a lot of stuff because that kind of gives you a pretty good sense that they're most likely trying to hint at like showing something related to the movie at the convention. I wouldn't be surprised, believe me. Really wouldn't be surprised. So we'll see what happens. Personally, I'm really excited about all this. It's nice that we're getting a smaller character as well, which is fine. Not necessarily the biggest fan of that, but it's okay. And also getting the voice actor of the Gold Ranger from Power Rangers Zeo. That's pretty cool. So, this is an interesting bunch of actors. Obviously, none of them are Rangers. We got David Yost last time, which was like just the one actor that because for some reason they didn't want to put him in this for some reason, because I guess they just wanted to have a whole section of guests that were not Rangers, and that works fine too. But this is an interesting bunch, Obviously, there's some that are much more significant and exciting, and as far as how I would categorize this, I would put the movie actors under the same position as Mighty Morphin. So like in the count of actors that have come over time, like of Mighty Morphin, I basically would put Paul Freeman and what's her Gabrielle Fitzpatrick, both under MMPR. And obviously, Pineapple the Clown would be MMPR, and and the suit actor would be under MMPR as well. So all four of those are MMPR actors. The only one that isn't MMPR is Brad Hawkins, who is Zeo / VR Trooper. We're getting two VR Trooper actors, which is pretty interesting to see. Okay, so that's about it for me. I'd love to know what you guys' opinions are. This is obviously pretty exciting news, pretty big news. Obviously, gives a lot of hints at the movie aspect, and really getting that sense is that we're gonna see something most likely, and they're trying to hype it up and do something like that through this convention. So that's really cool, and it's good to know that they're actually trying to get that incentive and interest out there, and that's really awesome. So I'd love to know what your guys' opinions are in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time. So until then, guys, I'm Crazy Samurai 71, and goodbye, guys.